Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elizabeth and I'm a kindergarten teacher here in California. It is the month of January, which means a few things here in kindergarten. Number one, we're past the crazy holidays, but number two, we are starting to read like real words and real sentences, and the students are applying their reading to their writing, and it is so exciting, not only for me, but for them too. As a teacher, everything that I've worked towards getting them to this point is basically coming to fruition, and it's so fun seeing their eyes light up when they read a word and they understand what they read. So I did an Insta story last week and basically kind of did like a highlight of how I do reading groups in the classroom, and I had so many kindergarten and first grade teachers reach out to me actually asking me how I have such good readers at this point in the year. And I use a tool called Epic. Epic is this digital library. It has over 25,000 books, audiobooks, videos, and more that you can use as a teacher or if you're a librarian for free. So it's something that I use in class, and I want to share with you 3 of my favorite ways to use it in class and hopefully give you some ideas so that you can take it to your classroom and use it as well. Okay, so like I said before, Epic is basically this huge digital library of books for children ranging from 12 years old and younger. And when you go in and customize your profile, your student's profile, you basically set up a roster. You customize the profile to a certain grade level, and then it will basically pull up content for that grade level. And I love it because it has interest-based books and videos and resources too. So if I have a student who is really struggling, but I want them to get some more exposure to books and reading in general, I will basically give them a device and let them kind of go through and choose the book or the audiobook or the video that they would like to watch that's based on their own interests. So I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite ways to use Epic in the classroom, and I hope that you find this helpful and useful, and hopefully you can take this back to your own classroom. So Epic is 100% free for teachers and librarians and all their students. So you can sign up, add your roster, and then connect your students, and actually there's ways that you can assign books to the students and create quizzes for those books. I don't get too much into the quizzes because we are kindergarten, but if you're watching this and you're not in kindergarten or first grade, you can basically create quizzes for books. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off track, but there's just so many different things you can do with Epic. So I'm going to share with you my top 3 ways to use Epic in class, and I hope that you find this helpful and useful, and hopefully you can take a few of these things back to your classroom. The first way that I use Epic in class is using them in small groups. Now they have audiobooks, but they also have read to me books. So one thing that I like to do first as a teacher is I like to model the behavior for my student so that my student or students know what I'm expecting of them or expecting them to do with the activity. So a lot of times what it'll be is we are at the rainbow table, which is right back here, and I'll sit with the students and I'll pull up the book on the app Epic and I'll click on it. I'll kind of show them how to navigate on the device, and then I'll ask them to open to the first page. I'll click play, and then I basically just sit and watch them as they track with the book on their book. I have several books in class that I have multiple copies of, and that's great for audiobooks, but Epic also has these read to me books where the words kind of pop up, and it really helps the student with tracking. There's also a little toggle switch that you can click once your students become a little bit more independent, and they can toggle that over, and then the words don't pop up at them. So there's a couple different options there. The second way I use Epic in the classroom is with independent reading times. So once I've established a good foundation for my students understand how to navigate Epic, they know how to choose books based on their interests, they know how to use voice to text to search for books, I will basically give them the option during independent reading time to take a device and a book and sit down in the classroom and basically just read independently. And it's wonderful, especially for students who might not have that support at home, or for students who just need some extra reading time. And you know, as a teacher, one of the hardest things as a teacher is squeezing everything in, is getting that one-on-one time with your students, but still managing the classroom. And so using Epic as a tool to help the students get that little extra independent reading time in is absolutely wonderful. And again, Epic is free. Who doesn't love free? The third way I use Epic in the classroom is with my ELL students, so English language learning students. So students who are learning English as their second language. So I can give a device to an ELL student kind of nonchalantly and not single them out. I can pull up all of the books that are books that maybe are bilingual or use words that are in their native tongue, and just give them that extra support, because the last thing that I want to do as a teacher is discourage a language. I want to just encourage and embrace their culture, and Epic really has done a wonderful job embracing cultures as they offer different options, language options for books. And so it's just a way for ELL students to build their vocabulary, especially for students who maybe don't get read to at home. If their parent is, you know, only speaks one language and they come to school and they speak English here and a different language at home, it gives me the opportunity to give a tool to a student and assign books to that student, and that student can bring Epic home and be read to in the English language and practice that at home. So I want you to try Epic out. I mean it. I think you will totally love it. If you're a teacher or a librarian, it's free for you and all your students. However, if you're a parent, there is a subscription at home that I personally pay for my own kids. I think it's like $8 a month or something like that. But it's worth it for me as a parent because there's 25,000 titles and books and audiobooks. My son absolutely loves to use it, and there's so many features within it. You can bookmark a page and come back to that book later. For my younger son who's 4, the Read to Me books are great for him because he's able to pick the book that he loves, that he's interested in, and he can be read to. So there's just so many. So if you're a parent watching this, there is a parent option, a subscription option that you can join as well. So anyways, all that to say, I'm going to drop a link in the description below. If you want to try it as a teacher, as a librarian, or as a parent, I totally recommend it. You will not be bummed out. Oh, lastly, I forgot to mention, you can actually use Epic on your tablet device. I use it on my phone. Let me show you. So I will pull Epic up here. So I use Epic on my phone, and you can see here I have my kiddos, their little accounts on here, and then I can see kind of like what they've been reading. So my son read today, he read The Dot, Danny the Dinosaur, and Pete the Cat. 2 of them were Read to Me books, and 1 of them was an audiobook. And so I know that he's getting read to and he's reading. He was probably following along because we have 2 of these books at home too. And then he was reading Memoirs of a Hamster, The Very Snowy Christmas. I mean, they have so many good titles on here. You will not be disappointed. So I will go ahead and drop a link down below in the description. You can click on the link down below. You can sign up at getepic.com and prepare your students for a semester full of learning and reading, and I promise you won't be disappointed. That's all I've got for you today. I hope that you found some tips useful and helpful, and I really hope you try Epic out just because it is a free resource for you as a teacher or librarian, and there's so many books, and it's just one extra tool that you can put in your tool bag and pull out when you need it for students of all backgrounds. And I think you're just gonna love it. So go ahead, sign up today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.